So I spent some time playing Stalker 2 on PlayStation 5 Pro, and I want to mention that this review will be spoiler free and will focus on how the game runs on console, such as the performance, visuals, controller feel, life, practical things that affect your playthrough. Now the game is not a run and a gun cut of style shooter. It's a slow survival focused experience where resources are limited and mistakes are punished. And the newest patch, at least the newest patch is, brings important improvements to performance and to the life system that runs in the world while you're not exactly around it. And it also adds harder difficulty options like Master and the Expedition modes. Now, if you're new to the series, Stalker 2 is set in the reimagined Chernobyl exclusion zone after a second disaster. It mixes first-person shooter with the survival and immersion sim elements. You don't level up with points, you get better by finding gear, artifacts, and learning how the zones behaves. Now, life system is central. NPCs and mutant moves, just fights, trades, and change of control of the areas on their own. That's why it's called life. Now that means the world changes while you're away, and when you come back at the place, it can be quite different. And the newest patch, or at least the newest patches, improves how factions take and lose ground. Now, it fixes cases with a life would actually stop acting and make NPC reactions during the events more reliable. This makes playthroughs feel less scripted and more alive. Now, on the consoles, the developer targets are quite clear. Base PlayStation 5 aims for a performance mode at 2K 60 and quality at 4K 30, while PS5 Pro pushes the performance towards 4K 60 and quality at 4K 30 with better visuals. Now, in real play, performance mode usually gets you close to 60 frames per second in the open areas, but expect few drops in the crowded hubs or heavy NPC sections. Now, on PlayStation 5 Pro, the game looks noticeably better. Shadows, lighting, reflections, fog, and clouds all improved, and the Pro helped keep the frame rate steadier in the tougher spots. Now, you will see these sorts of textures pop in nevertheless, some poor looking shadows on buildings, some occasional clipping or NPCs sinking into the ground. But the latest patch fixes just many of these issues, but the build unfortunately still is not perfect. It's more stable than very rough early versions, however. Now, choosing performance or quality is a real trade, but obviously the obvious choice go with the performance if you want smoother gameplay and can accept occasional dips where a lot of NPCs appear. Now, since this is on PlayStation 5, the controller's support is solid and adds to feel of the game. Weapons and actions have different feedback, and aiming options let you fine-tune how the game controls. There's also a gyro aiming for small adjustments if you prefer it, and the controls are much more improved over earlier builds and give you options to make the game feel right for you. Just spend a little time in the settings, tune the sensitivity and response, anything that makes a difference for you. Now, sound and music help the mood and make the zone feel dangerous. You can often tell where threats are coming from by listening, and ambient noises add tension when you're exploring. The game uses sound well to make encounters feel urgent and to give clues about nearby danger. Now, gameplay favors caution and planning. Ammo is limited, guns wear down and need technicians for repair, and artifacts give strong buffs but often come with a negative side effect. Now, save often, keep multiple save files. You can't save during the combat though, and the game can still be a bit buggy some of the times. Fast travel unlocks after you find and use guides at hubs, and factions' reputations matters as well, like friendlier factions give better prices and access, and the inventory does not pause the game, by the way. Now, which raises the stakes and the tension in terms of the moments. Now, trophies are present and give long-term goals tied to the story beats, exploration, mastering anomalies, defeating mutants, and factions paths as well. Many trophies will happen naturally as you playing through the game, while others will push you to explore further and use life systems in quite a clever ways. Now, with the more recent patches, quality of life fixes that matter for long play sessions. NPC navigations is better, AI reactions are improved when attacked, and issues that could lead NPCs stuck, well, it seems like has been addressed. Now, Expedition and Master difficulty add replay value for the players who want a harsher survival loop. Overall, the update makes the game feel more complete than earlier console builds. kind of rough few edges are still remaining here. You can expect from a larger, more complex open worlds as well. Perhaps I should mention this, mods are not exactly supported on PlayStation 5, at least not at launch, and the PC modding scene is large and creative, and many expect mods to come to consoles in 2026, but the PS5 retailer build does not include mod support right now. You know, if heavy modeling just matters to you, obviously PC is the best place for that. And so in this case, you know, who should buy Stalker 2 on PlayStation 5 today? If you want a deep atmospheric survival sim and don't mind small visual glitches or minor technical oddities, I think it's a solid buy, especially on PlayStation 5 Pro, if you care about the best graphics. If you want a flawless 60 frames per second shooter everywhere, or maybe a totally bug-free open world on day one or whatnot, at least that's available on PlayStation 5, yeah, wait for more patches and maybe future engine upgrades, but again, that's maybe again. Now, the game's strengths are its atmosphere, the emergent encounters driven by the ZDEyE live system, and a punishing world that makes success feel meaningful. You know, play for the zone, its system, and the way that the world keeps surprising you. Bottom line, Stalker 2, at least on PlayStation 5 with the newest patches and stuff, is the best console version so far, but again, do note that it's not perfect. But it's much improved and offers a rich, dangerous world to explore. Play slowly, plan carefully, and let the zone surprise you. And if you like exploration, survival, and systems that create unpredictable moments, I think you'll find a lot of enjoyment here. But again, that really is up to you. And at that, do let me know down in the comments as well, have you tried out Stalker 2? What do you think about it? Do you consider it to be one of those kind of like an extravagant sorts of games, maybe a little bit out of the ordinary, or perhaps something else entirely? I'd love to read it down in the comments. Before I go as well, I wanted to mention that Stalker 2 being launched on Xbox first, I think was a little more than a year ago, so yeah, it makes sense why a lot of people will be quite disappointed with this game, because how it came out, well, the game was a bit broken mess. Obviously, with many months ahead and many months that has passed, and now also releasing on PlayStation 5, the game is in a far better shape. So obviously, you can see why it's a lot in the terms of better performance and technicalities at the moment. Well, yeah, do let me know down in the comments again. I'll see you guys all later. Thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe, and have a good one.